Hello, everyone. Warmest welcomes to the Holy Comforter Episcopal Church YouTube Bible study. I'm Jimmy Abbott, the priest here at Holy Comforter in Spring, Texas, and I have some thoughts and reflections for you on the gospel lesson for Sunday, September 13th, 2020, taken from the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 18, verses 21 through 35. Just as a reminder, we are in the fourth section of teachings from Jesus in the Gospel of Matthew, teachings about the church, about life together, and about living in community. So Peter approaches Jesus and says, "Lord, if another member of the church sins against me, how many times should I forgive them?" Jesus then offers a parable about debts that two slaves owe, one to a master, one to another slave, and about mercy and forgiveness and canceling of those debts. But I want to focus on just the what Peter comes into the story with. He comes with the assumption that someone is going to sin against him. Notice the question is not, how many times should I expect someone to forgive me for the sins that I have committed against them? And maybe this is what I'm calling us to do right now, is to consider and to think that perhaps we are wrong. In this time of political divisiveness, this time of bitterness and of partisanship, I think maybe it's important for us to think about the ways that we could be wrong and the ways that we could be sinning against those in our community. And then to ask God for forgiveness, to ask forgiveness from God and from others, so that we may, as Jesus would ask us to do, love God and love neighbor with all of our hearts. So I have no other great reflections other than that, than to put away those assumptions that Peter comes, and to put away those assumptions that we have, assuming that someone is going to sin against us and that we must be right, but rather to consider perhaps that we could be wrong, and then to ask God and to ask our neighbor for forgiveness. Thank you for joining me for this very short reflection on the Gospel of Matthew for this upcoming Sunday. I'd love to hear from you. Send me an email, jimmy@holycomforterspring.org. Thank you.